What you just saw was a better way to find anagrams using an algorithm I found. It's probably not fair to call it an algorithm, it's more like a technique. Let's get cracking. So Ravi, you remember episode 6, we did anagrams, right? And we had used recursion to find these anagrams. The obvious drawback of that method was that it couldn't really work with very long words. It would work with shorter words, but not with long.
Right.
And depending on how your on the processing speed of your computer,
and the
maybe 9
stack.
or 10 word
Letters.
lengths would be good. Alright? Anything more than that, and it would really suck. All right. I think I have a better way of doing these anagrams.
Right.
All right. Or finding out anagrams or combinations of letters. Now I keep using the word anagram, but what I mean is actually combinations of letters, which could also be used to find basically anagrams.
Got it.
I think the word anagram specifically means words of the same length. Right. So I think God is an anagram of dog, and so on and so forth.
So we are not really finding
anagrams, but we are also finding all of the combinations, along the way in finding anagrams.
Right.
All right. So let me just switch over here. I'll just show you what a nice little presentation that I have. This was the old way of finding anagrams. All right. Let's say the source word is A, B, C, D, E. Doesn't necessarily have to be an English word, but it's just any combination of letters. Exactly how you would, if you were playing Scrabble, you would get random letters. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Now the number of combinations for A, B, C, D, E, which is 5 factorial, or about 120 words. And I've listed down all of the combinations over here. And keen-eyed viewers will obviously point out that there are more than 120 characters listed in this table. That's correct. That's because it contains all of the combinations as well. So 2-letter, 3-letter, 4-letter, and 5-letter words. And I think the total comes to around 200 letters over here. All right. And the old way was simple as that. You take the input letters, you find all the combinations of the input, filter the combinations through a dictionary, and then you output the words. All right. At best, the complexity of this logic is O(n) factorial. All right. Now I say at best O(n) factorial at a minimum because it takes n factorial for the original finding of all of the characters, and then it also needs to do additional computation to filter it through a dictionary and all of those things. All right. And it's not really suitable for more than 10 letters because, as you can see, more than 10 letters is already 3.6 million combinations that it needs to evaluate. All right. That being said, let's look at what the new way is. All right. Now, this I came about when I was actually talking to my brother, and I was running him through the anagram logic, and and his main complaint was that this wasn't really working with long letters, right? And he was using JavaScript of all things to do this, so it was even more slower. And even at 9 letters or even at 8 letters, the thing would struggle to find all of the combinations. So I told him, okay, maybe once somebody searches for a word, you store it in a database so that the next time somebody searches for the same word, it's like faster to get through it.
Right.
And he said, okay, so how would you save the word? You could only save the word if it's unique, right? And that's where I came up with this idea of converting words into keys and then matching keys to see if they would really work. All right. So a key is nothing but a given word sorted by its letters. And therefore, if the input word is code space, its key would simply be, the same thing, but the letters sorted. That's what the key is. Let's also store the length, which is basically 9, or basically keep it in a variable. Now open a dictionary and take every word which is 9 or less than 9 in length. And the reason I do that is because an anagram of a word obviously cannot be more than its length. All right. Convert each word that you are picking from the dictionary into its key using the same technique. Convert this key into a regular expression. Why regular expression? Because you want to match the word key into its input key.
Right.
And I think you can see where this is going. All right. So if the word we are trying to match is cape,
right,
okay, then its key is ACEP.
Right.
All right. The regular expression would look like this. And I have another slide that explains what this looks like. All right. So the word A, C, E, P, you can see in the regular expression should appear exactly once. All right. And then you just precede all of those regular expressions by saying, okay, the words A to Z can appear, 0 or many times. And now since this ACEP definitely, that regular expression matches our original key,
Right.
we know that the word cape can be formed out of code space.
Very nice.
Therefore, it is a match.
Mm.
All right. So, and so, like I said, this is much faster at long input words. All right. So if the input words are like even 13, 20, 13, 14, up to, how many ever characters you want, this would still work. And the reason why this works is because the complexity for this is just ON. The only computational that is required over here is the regular expression match. Only the regular expressions take time. Otherwise, it's just far. Otherwise, it's just
Right.
fast.
Right.
That's it. All right. So let's get coding on this one.
Yep.
Let's start with a new Python file. I'm calling it Better Anagrams, version 1, of course, because I see I can make improvements on it. We'll start by importing the system, the regular expression, and the time packages. Next, I want to check if the user has input anything at all. We'll exit if they haven't. We'll do this with a nice error message, of course. All right, now that being done, I want to store the start time of the program since I want to see how long it takes to complete it. We'll store an input into the variable called text, and we'll of course have to convert it to lowercase. We'll then split this word into an array and then sort it by alphabets and then join it back with an empty string. Now this will become our key. We'll get and store the length of the key beforehand itself. That's what I'm doing here. All right, let's print the available variables before we proceed. We'll open a list of all of the words in the English language. I have them stored in a file called new allwords.txt. All right, let's read the first line and let's loop through it. We'll strip the line of any white spaces, and this includes the new keys, the enter keys and some such. We'll do a regular expression only if the length of the word is less than or equal to the key that we have created beforehand. Now we have sorted the word based on its alphabets. We'll create the regular expression that we spoke about earlier. So let's just do that. All right, yeah. So the join doesn't necessarily put the regular expressions before and after the regular expression pattern, so we'll have to sort of do that ourselves. And we'll see if it matches against the key using the regular expression match function. Now, if a match is found, we then just print it out. And then we'll just read the next line and we'll close the file when it's done. We'll also measure the end time. So this will basically be the exact same thing as the start time. And now this actually measures time in nanoseconds. So we'll just say end time minus start time is the time taken in nanoseconds. We'll have to divide this by 1,000,000 to calculate the time in milliseconds. So let's just divide our nanosecond time by 1,000,000. And at the end of it, we'll just print it out and see what happens. That's it. All right, Ravi. Before we move on to testing our anagram,
The new way.
the new way. Let me show you the drawback of the old way.
Mhm.
All right. So I'll just say Ravi, and you would say, "Wow, that was only 5
Fast.
milliseconds. This is very fast. What is the drawback over here?" And I would say to you, "Aha! Now let me say, this is I think 13 letters, right? I think that's more than that. There you go. This is already, this is already not possible for you to wait for. All right, and this is just one word to do this. All right, so let me just stop this because I know
Correct.
this is going to take a long time.
Right.
Oh dear God, it's hung.
It's like Control C doesn't work.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
So let's just go to our.
The new one.
Yeah, let's just go to the new one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling it Better Anagrams. That's what the episode title would be.
Mm-hmm.
And let's put it through our Python 3. It's called Better Anagrams version 1.py. And I'll say Ravi.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that it has already started to find anagrams.
Nice.
And the reason why it can do that is because of what we just did. We just basically are running through the dictionary, converting it into its key, and then doing it. Right? And of course, we've also shown what the dictionary looks like. It's just a long list of English letters of all lengths. And there you can see it can still, it has already started producing results. Yeah. And it's also computationally not that expensive. The only computation that is required is basically just loading the file, which for Python is nothing. It's a breeze and the regular expression. Right? I'm pretty sure there can be some optimizations that can be done for it. Like for example, you can do things like you can search. You can find out if the letters in the word key appear in the input key, if all of the letters before you even go through the go through that one. So there you go. So it found 541 anagrams out of that one. All right, and it took about 43 seconds to do it, but I think that's fine. I think that's fine. It's still better than the old way of doing it.
Which will never hang.
Yeah.
Right.
So now, let's compare it to the old one once again. All right? And the old one took almost no time to compute something out of just 4 letters long.
Yeah.
But let's do it in this one. You can see that it took a little bit
Just a
more
bit
time
more.
than the old one, but I think it's still okay.
Yeah, there are many algos like this, right?
Yeah.
For shorter, even sorting, right? Isn't it? Bubble sort is okay for smaller.
Really?
Yeah, or 10 or less. There is not so much difference between bubble sort and
Merge
quick sort or
quick
merge sort.
Yeah.
It's when the n becomes much higher that the differences start being shown.
Yeah. So that's the result.
So maybe we should have something which will say less than 5 letters. Use that
use
algorithm.
the old way. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
If you would, you would use both the techniques to basically merge them and then do this.
Yep.
So, that's it.
Great.
So that was Better Anagrams. I hope you learned something today. It was really, it was very fun to find out and to work through this. And I have my cousin to basically thank for this for this idea. It was only speaking to him that I found out that something like this could be possible. I think it basically highlights the importance of pair programming. Right? You bounce ideas of each other, which is why I think we both work so well together.
And in fact, I was somebody posted a GitHub tool which might be coming up, which is an AI pair programmer, right?
Yeah,
did you see that?
It's called oh my god, Copilot.
Copilot.
It's already out.
Yeah.
It's already out. I think that it's in beta testing.
Beta something.
I'm not sure, but it can basically just autocomplete a lot of your coding. And all for it. I
That's
would love
scary.
to see what it has to say about anagrams.
Yeah, sure.
Or even recursions.
Right.
It uses the GPT-3
Oh, it
AI
does.
algorithm to basically create a huge data set of
code.
completed
Obviously, GitHub has huge
Yeah.
data set of code already.
Do you know if it uses Stack Overflow? Because then it would just go through the roof, right?
I think GitHub, because GitHub has the data.
Has the data.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Possible, right? I don't
Yeah.
know if Stack Overflow has an API for exposing this. I think
Yeah.
they'll use GitHub is enough, right?
GitHub is enough. Yeah.
Surely. Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
So what are we doing next week?
It was a scare.
For some people.
For some people, because it looked like it could replace
Yeah,
a lot
programmers.
of people, a lot of programmers.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see the next 20 to 30 years to see
Yeah.
how this proceeds,
Uh-huh.
how this goes along.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry I interrupted you. when
No,
you asked
you
me
were
a
saying.
question.
So
Yeah.
what is the plan? for
What's
next?
the thing for next week?
Hmm.
I want to get started on ants, on ant simulation.
Oh yeah, you were saying.
Yeah. So basically, I want to simulate an ant as close to its biological counterpart as possible. Alright? And what I mean by that is an ant will have a nest. I mean, an ant basically comes out of a nest, or it's born in a nest, and its job is essentially just to traverse a terrain and look for food. And when it looks for food, it starts dropping pheromones or scent pheromones on its way back to the nest. So if another ant was to cross that pheromone, it would know to follow that and go to the food and then get it back to the nest. So that's how basically it. You remember that day we spilled tea over here and there was like ants everywhere.
Right.
That's how all the ants figure out that there is food over here. So the thing is, so the most beautiful thing is those pheromones that they lay. The more the ants go on those trails,
The track
more
becomes
stronger.
Yeah.
It becomes stronger.
And
so
it's easier
all
for
the
the-
ants basically just go through that.
Very
route.
nice.
I want to start simulating it. I'm going to start doing that. And I know it won't be done in a week.
Oh.
It won't be done in a week. This would be a multi-part thing, just like the Tetris thing that we did.
Sure.
Looking back at the Tetris, I think it should have been more parts. And the reason for that is because each one of our episodes is too long.
Okay.
And viewer retention just goes down.
So
after
we
that.
should keep it around half an hour or
Something
like
like
that.
Yeah. Each part just about half an hour.
Got it.
All right.
Sure.
We'll evolve. We'll become better. Yeah.
So
Thank you so much for joining this week. I hope you've learned something. See you again next week. Bye bye.
ciao.